And Outnumbered overtime host and author of the new book, 9 Rules of Engagement, A Military Brat's Guide to Life and Success, Harris Faulkner is here. Great to see you.
Great to see you. My first time on your program.
I know.
I feel so blessed. And we have a lot of news going on.
After Harris Faulkner left Fox News, many were eager to see what her next move would be. Known for her strong presence and 6 Emmy Awards, her departure left a big gap in the network. Now, she's taken on new projects that have everyone talking. Is this the beginning of a bold new chapter for her? Let's dive into what's truly happening in her life after Fox News that will rearrange the political journalism landscape. From military bases to TV screens, Harris Faulkner was born on October 13, 1965, in Atlanta, Georgia, at a military base called Fort McPherson. Her dad, Bobby R. Harris, was a highly respected retired lieutenant colonel and a skilled pilot in the United States Army. He bravely completed 3 tours in Vietnam, showing his dedication and courage. Harris grew up in a military family, which meant she moved often, including spending a significant amount of time on a military base in Stuttgart, West Germany, where her father continued to fly for the U.S. Army. Before we dive deeper, it's clear that what Harris experienced during her time in Germany is far more life-changing than anyone could have imagined, and this is just the beginning of her story. Harris went on to study at the University of California, Santa Barbara, where she earned a Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communications. This degree really laid the groundwork for her future in the media world. Her first job was as a freelance business journalist for LA Weekly, where she got paid $50 for each article she wrote. Her career in television began with an internship at KCOP TV in Los Angeles, which eventually led to her getting a full-time job as a reporter and anchor at WNCT TV in Greenville, North Carolina. From 1992 to 2000, Harris became well known on TV screens across Kansas City, anchoring the evening news for WDF-TV. During her time in this vibrant city, she faced unwanted and troubling advances from someone she had known back in North Carolina. Despite these difficulties, she continued her career and later joined KSTP-TV in Minneapolis, St. Paul as a prominent member of their evening news team. She worked there until July 2004, which opened up the opportunity for her to move to Fox News in 2005. At Fox News, Harris started off as a correspondent for the relaunched A Current Affair, demonstrating her reporting abilities until the program ended in October 2005. She then took on the role of host for Fox Report Weekend from 2011 to 2017. During this period, she also covered the midterm elections in 2018 and filled in for Shepard Smith on Shepard Smith Reporting and for Martha McCallum on The Story. Before Greg Gutfeld left Red Eye, Harris was frequently seen as a guest on the comedic late-night show. She continues to appear regularly on his new evening program, Gutfeld, and occasionally steps in as a co-host on The Five. In April 2014, Harris embraced a new role as a co-host on the daytime Fox News program, Outnumbered, where she brought her unique style and perspective to the discussions. She transitioned to anchoring Outnumbered Overtime in 2017, focusing more on in-depth news content rather than just discussions. Driven by her deep passion for journalism and her expertise, Harris launched her own show, The Faulkner Focus, in early 2021, where she continued to shine a light on important news stories. In June 2023, Harris temporarily took over as host of Fox News Tonight, following Tucker Carlson's departure. During her time on the show, she made bold statements about the threats to religious freedom, expressed her concerns for the safety of women and children, and humorously declared her pronouns as USA. Her involvement brought a fresh and energetic perspective to the show, ensuring viewers received both insightful and engaging news coverage. During her time at ABC's St. Paul station KSTP, Harris received 4 regional Emmy Awards, clinching the Best Anchor title for 3 consecutive years, 2002, 2003, and 2004. She was also honored with an Emmy for her participation in the news special, Eyewitness to War. In 1998, she received the prestigious Amelia Earhart Pioneering Lifetime Achievement Award for her humanitarian efforts. Her exemplary journalism was recognized in Variety's 2021 New York Women's Impact Report, particularly for her poignant interview with former President Donald Trump in 2020, following the tragic death of George Floyd. Beyond her professional achievements, Harris has recently begun to share more about her personal life. As her career grows, Harris's military upbringing reveals a more personal side that many don't know. Harris's achievements laid a strong base, but her story took a more personal turn as she reconnected with her past. Powerful return to Vietnam. In a recent chat with In Kansas City from her office in Manhattan, Harris talked about her military upbringing, her love for Kansas City barbecue and the Chiefs, and even shared a funny story about how she met her husband. The discussion also touched on her significant trip to Vietnam, which she had previously referred to as a divine assignment, highlighting both the personal and professional impacts of the visit. She described this trip as a military brat mission, a reflection of the curiosity instilled in her by her father's experiences in Vietnam. Harris and a dedicated team of 7 from Fox Nation set out on a mission to Vietnam with the specific aim of creating something special for the streaming platform. Their main objective was to find the right way to honor Vietnam veterans, considering the controversial and painful history associated with the war. She stressed how veterans from other conflicts are often celebrated and thanked, whereas those returning from Vietnam, including her father, faced great difficulties and distress. As she concluded her reflections on the Vietnam trip, Harris spoke of her relentless curiosity about the communist country, which had been closely intertwined with America's history. She described the 2023 expedition as an extension of her divine assignment, emphasizing its dual significance: a profound personal connection due to her military background and a broader mission to highlight the complex legacies of the Vietnam War. Growing up in a military household deeply influenced Harris's view of life, instilling key qualities like flexibility and toughness. Being a military child, often termed as a brat, born, raised, and transferred, deeply ingrained a strong love for her country in her. She often speaks fondly of her father's lessons on America's quest for prominence and his firm belief in the Constitution's power to elevate the nation. Her dad, who served in the military during times of racial tension, saw his service as more than just a job. He believed it was his duty to step up and represent Black people, showing that they too are important to their country. This deep sense of duty and his strong belief in what America stands for really shaped Faulkner's own views about pride in her country and the respect we should all have for those who serve. She often talks about her father, who passed away on a Christmas morning back in 2020, as someone who was always happy, no matter what life threw at him. After he retired, he didn't just sit back and relax. He started teaching math and physics. He was driven by a strong belief that it was crucial to guide and teach the younger generation. Faulkner always saw him as a positive force, always rooting for and helping the youth to succeed. Now, every Christmas feels a bit bittersweet for her. That particular Christmas morning when he passed away, he was supposed to go to her sister's for brunch but never showed up. Her sister got worried and sent their uncles to check on him, and they found that he had died peacefully in his sleep. Though it's tough for her, Faulkner takes some comfort in believing that her dad was at peace in those final moments, maintaining his strong spirit right to the end. She looks back fondly on the early days of her career when she won her first Emmy and Headliner awards. She started off in Kansas City, right after a short gig in Greenville, North Carolina. Kansas City really felt like home to her, a place where she truly belonged and became a real part of the community. Her faith is something she's very open about, and it's something she's brought into her work, especially when reporting on tough situations like floods and tornadoes. Her co-anchor and the rest of the news team really supported her in this, making her feel even more connected to Kansas City. Her family even opened a barbecue restaurant there, mixing their own family traditions with the local flavors, which brought them even closer to the community. Beyond all her successes, the support from her family helped shape who Harris became, building a legacy for her daughters. She laughs as she recalls how her parents supported her through all the big moments in her life, like the time her dad shared his own stories during an award ceremony she was at. They also helped her buy and fix up her first house, which was a huge step in both her personal and professional life. Having her parents' support has always been a cornerstone for her, something she values deeply. As she thinks about her career and her life, she reflects on what it means to be a leader and what kind of legacy she wants to leave behind. In the interview, Harris Faulkner talks about a year filled with big achievements, the tough balancing act of motherhood and career, and how she handles major national issues. She doesn't believe her success came from luck. Instead, she credits her own hard work and determination to carve out her path. When it comes to what she wants her legacy to be, Faulkner wants to be remembered as a loving and devoted mother. This is something that she believes should influence every part of her life. As a mom of 2 biracial daughters, she's particularly focused on teaching them to strive to make the world a better place and to see compassion and kindness as strengths. Leadership for Faulkner is all about resilience and being bold enough to face challenges head-on. She talks about the importance of pushing through tough times and criticism, especially about her assertive nature, seeing these challenges as crucial for growth in both personal and professional aspects of her life. She also comments on how roles for women are changing in today's world. The current generation is more accepting and proud of their inherent strength. Faulkner sees the change in how people view the term alpha female as positive, where it used to be seen in a negative light but now represents progress and empowerment for women. Faulkner's emotional depth comes through when she talks about having to deliver really tough news, like during the tragic Sandy Hook shooting. She vividly remembers seeing a hearse arrive at the scene and taking a moment on air to let her viewers absorb the gravity of what had happened. She also recalls a significant interview in 2020 with former President Donald Trump during the large protests following George Floyd's death. Trump's comments during the interview made her speak up, emphasizing the importance of Floyd's last words where he called out for his mother, highlighting the need for genuine, heartfelt dialogue rather than just stirring up controversy. Working from home has been an adjustment for her, but she emphasizes how important it is to have flexibility to manage both her professional responsibilities and her family life. Faulkner is proud of her achievements, especially as a Black woman who has her own daytime TV show, and she's passionate about shaping the conversation around women's roles in the workforce. Known for her influential role in news broadcasting, particularly on Fox News' Outnumbered, her recent decision to leave the show has sparked a lot of speculation about what she'll do next and how it will affect the show. Her departure is seen as a big loss for Outnumbered, as she was a key factor in its success, known for her engaging discussions and deep insights. The show now faces the challenge of adjusting to this change, which might involve changing its format or hosts to keep up with what viewers want and to maintain its popularity. Faulkner's career in journalism is marked by her commitment to inspiring others, demonstrated through her personal mission and ongoing role in the media with her latest project, The Faulkner Focus. Her work has not only covered a wide range of important events, but also touched many lives, showing her dedication to reporting and storytelling. Harris Faulkner is a pretty well-known name, but there's a lot about her career that might still surprise folks. She made history at Fox News as the first Black woman to lead a daytime show. She began co-hosting Outnumbered back in 2014 and later moved on to host Outnumbered Overtime. Over the years, she's been a crucial figure on daytime TV. Faulkner's early career started in the Midwest, which laid the groundwork for her big achievements and the respected role she has today. As Harris's career grew, she achieved more than awards, leaving a mark that went beyond just work. Breaking barriers as Fox News anchor. During a chat with In Between, a publication from Canada, she opened up about how her successes go beyond just numbers or personal goals. She stressed how important it is that she, a Black woman, is the only host of her show, seeing this as a sign of big changes and empowerment. Now, As an anchor at Fox News, Faulkner feels her position shows she's valued and taken seriously. Sometimes people make guesses about her political opinions based on her race, gender, and the fact that she works at a conservative network. Despite this, she stays positive and firm. Her career in journalism, shaped by major events, has led to some unexpected yet powerful effects on her life. In a 2020 interview with the Associated Press, Faulkner mentioned that when people think they know you just by your looks and job, you get a chance to prove them wrong, in a good way. She's earned the respect of her colleagues and has won 6 Emmys for her sharp journalism. She was praised for her skillful interview with former President Donald Trump during a critical time for the Black Lives Matter protests. Bill Gruskin from the Columbia Journalism Review noted her ability to keep neutral during the interview. Gruskin also pointed out how Faulkner brought her personal experiences into the interview, speaking as both a black woman and a mother, something not commonly seen in journalism, but she managed it with care and accuracy. After reading Gruskin's comments in the Twin Cities Pioneer Press, Faulkner showed a mix of pride and humility. She emphasized the importance of sticking to the facts and maintaining honesty and strength in journalism, qualities she deeply values. In another interview with Fox News, she discussed how covering significant events like the AIDS crisis in South Africa, the Natalie Holloway case in Aruba, and the Oklahoma City bombing deeply influenced her career. Faulkner credits a wide range of influences for shaping her both personally and professionally, including her family and icons like Nelson Mandela, Barbara Walters, Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, and Diane Sawyer. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, she was impacted globally thanks to her father's military assignments, which took her to places like Stuttgart, Germany. These experiences introduced her to different cultures and taught her how to adapt to and embrace changes. After graduating from the University of California, Santa Barbara, Faulkner's first significant job was in Los Angeles. She then moved to Greenville, North Carolina, and later to Kansas City, Missouri. Her fondness for the Midwest not only impacts her professional life, but her personal life too, as these places were where her career really started to blossom and where she met her spouse. Looking back, she fondly recalls the incredibly silly early days as she shared with the Kansas City Star. A big fan of the Kansas City Chiefs, Faulkner's love for the Midwest is partly due to her passion for football. Even though she now lives in New Jersey, she continues to show her support for the Chiefs by wearing their colors on game days and decorating her home office with team memorabilia. In a light-hearted conversation with the Kansas City Star, she shared amusing stories about her husband trying to make room for his sports collectibles. She joked that he could only have the rug and the wall art, as everything else was dedicated to her love for Kansas and her need for her own space. One special memory she often shares is from 1999, when she sang the Star-Spangled Banner in front of 70,000 people at Arrowhead Stadium. She told Chiefs Wire that singing there was an experience she'll never forget, and she still sings along to the national anthem whenever it plays, no matter where she is. In February 2021, she posted a throwback photo of that moment on Instagram just before the Chiefs played in the Super Bowl. Faulkner also enjoyed seeing herself portrayed in a humorous way on Saturday Night Live. In April 2018, Leslie Jones played her in a comedy sketch. Faulkner was thrilled by the tribute, telling the Twin Cities Pioneer Press, "It felt surreal and that Jones really captured her spirit." Jones portrayed her again later, and Faulkner felt they looked and sounded even more alike, including wearing the same ice blue dress she once wore, making the whole thing seem like a dream. Could Harris Faulkner's exit from Fox News be just a career change? Or is there a bigger story behind the scenes? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.